Hello, everyone. I'm Shrija, and I'll be your host for today's episode of Conversation. Today, we have someone truly inspiring joining us, Mr. Yasaswi Pakala. He graduated in 2005 from CSE branch, and since then, he's built an amazing 20-year career in tech. He's now a freelance solutions architect based in France, designing a real-world tech solutions from simple business ideas. Plus, he's like one of the first batch to graduated from our college, so this is going to be extra special. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. How are you doing today?
Thank you, Srija. Thank you, everybody behind this team from CVR. It's been a very nice day today, and very nice to talk to you guys, and very happy to share my experiences. Thank you once again for reaching out. I always love to interact with students and see whatever I can help and contribute. So let's get started. Let's get started into it.
Okay, then let's jump into our first segment, which is what and why. You've been in the tech industry for nearly 2 decades. That's
Mm.
quite a journey. So what's the first thing that got you interested in technology? Was it like curiosity, coding, or the chaos?
I should go back to my childhood, I guess, when I was my eighth grade, way back. I did my first program in basic programming language. It's called Basic. It's very very basic. It's even basic than C language. So that kind of caught my attention when I was in my eighth grade. Okay, I write something, I can change. I see some changes. I see doing something that kind of caught my attention, but then I really didn't pursue that. This was way back, mid 90s I'm talking, or late 90s. Then in 2001 I got into engineering school, CVR college, and there was a transition period between you do your MSET exam back then, and then there's a counseling, and then you choose your college. So there's a transition between I finished my counseling, I still have my college is going to start in a few months. What am I supposed to do? So I went and learned C language in a private institution in Hyderabad. I'm from Hyderabad, and I didn't understand anything. Okay, syntax, yes, I wrote some code, but it was like, what are these guys talking? But then I got into CVR, and my head of the department, computer science department, head of the department was Sivaredi sir, and he was amazing. He connected all those dots that were empty in my head. He took our C language course, and then the next year the operating system, and then assembly level programming language. And by the time I finished, I came to my second year, third year. I kind of got an understanding. This is why the way back in my C course, this is why they told me hashing. Why am I supposed to do? What happens behind? Okay, this is how if I convert into assembly language, this is how the processor will understand. Okay, get it. Okay, computer network. So this is how the packet actually goes and it's transmitted. So when I connected all these dots, that kind of like a aha moment, the bulb opened in my glue in my brain, and that's where I developed this love over the period of years. First year, second year, third year. So by the time I came to my final year, I was very sure that I am going to become a developer, software developer, and that's how I started my career after that. So it started way back in when I was eighth grade. The foundations were laid in the CVR, and then I continued with that.
So, with the evolving AI, do you think it will generate more jobs or replace jobs?
I think it's a classic question. I will say yes to both. It will replace jobs, it will create jobs. But I would like to give my perspective. For instance, if you go back a little bit, now everybody's talking AI, but if you go back a little bit, IoT was a very big deal. Oh, Internet of Things, Bluetooth Low Energy, LoRa. It's the big deal. It's going to change Industry 4.0. But if you go a little bit back, a few more years, a decade back, blockchain was the biggest deal. They said, somebody told me, okay, the software has eaten the world, the blockchain is going to eat the software. It's the game. Okay, if you go even further back, 2015, that era, DevOps, DevSecOps, this was a big buzzword at that time. Everybody were jumping in. Oh, after the cloud, it's DevOps, DevSecOps, and automation, Ansible, Terraform. All these things came up. if you go a little behind, 2010, 2006, cloud. Wow, man, this is it. This is the next big thing after internet. It's going to beat the world. Okay. If you go back, oh, everything is web apps. Now we should put everything as a web private network. If you go behind 90s, mid 90s, oh, internet is the next biggest thing. Java, it's going to kill the world. Java beans, enterprise Java, architects, this and that. So you might have already followed a trend, what I'm talking about, what I mean here, right? So it is just a matter of time. It is just a new keyword, artificial intelligence. This is not new. This AI has been there since when? Terminator 2 movie back in early 90s, Terminator 2 Judgment Day. That was where everybody's attention was around AI, and then Matrix movie in 1999, one of my favorite movies, because I feel like the Matrix movie is fully similar to the spiritual uh, journey one man must have, man in the sense, man or woman, a human being must have. That's why it's my favorite. So everybody is talking about, even Tom Cruise, who always has to find in his Mission Impossible movies. So everybody is talking about AI, but this is not new. It's been there since. My point is, every time something new will come, don't you worry. Okay? You
Okay.
always need somebody to write some code. Yes. If you don't adapt yourself, you will end up as a loser. Obviously, you have to adapt. You have to learn. I'm not saying don't learn AI or it's not important. What I mean to say is your programming language fundamentals, understanding what is operating system, understanding the basic math skills. If I give you a problem, can you solve it? All these things are always needed. We were the last batch of COBOL programming language according to the JNTU university syllabus, 2002, 2003. We learned that. We were the last batch in the JNTU system. But even till today, even 2025, there are still jobs that say, okay, we need people who know COBOL. Can you believe that? COBOL is like 70s, 80s programming language. They use it in mainframes. But even today, they still use it. I think it's only going to be better. Nothing to worry. It will definitely create new jobs. It will definitely, uh, people will lose their jobs if you don't adapt, if you don't uh, learn the skills. Yes. And it depends on where you are.
That's reassuring. I think many people like feel relieved to hear that.
Yes.
Uh, so like you
That's
said,
my take on it. Maybe others will disagree. Maybe people will have other opinion, but based on what I've seen, this is my version of the answer.
tech is honestly like constantly evolving. So
Yes,
what keeps you motivated to like stay updated and learn more?
with some basic programming language coding. That the base coding is what has caught my attention. So I love to code. Even today, I still code. So if I find something new, I will go read about it. And if I like it that much that I wanted to try it out, I go to their tech documentation and read the documentation, try to write the code myself and deploy it. I have all the tools available now. The cloud has become like a more than a wish, is like a necessity now. So everybody has cloud accounts and we all know what to do to deploy our code. So I just do it, and that also helped me in my career, because now when I'm talking to my clients or my team, if they come up with ideas, I know I can speak their language, so I catch up. So it kind of satisfies me as a child code. I would like to write my code at the same time, also helps me in my career. So I think the key is I write code all the time, all the time.
Now I have like a big question, and I think many people will want to know the answer to this.
Mm.
Many students today worry about striking the right balance between passion and practicality. So what's your take on this?
What do you mean? Can you elaborate a little bit? What do you mean by striking a balance? You mean they want to work-life balance? Are you talking, or are you talking something else?
Yeah, exactly. Like, should we like follow our dreams more, or do you believe in working for the sake of working?
Um, I think you already know the answer. You definitely should follow
Yeah.
your dreams. Nobody will tell you that, okay, just work for the sake of working. But what I would like to tell you is I would like to give you a different perspective. Okay, probably what now you're in probably your early 20s. You're hardly 20. I'm 41.
Yeah.
You guys are like children for me. So what I will tell you is, as you grow older, it's nothing new. As you grow older, your abilities will start to become less active or less available to you. In the sense, at your age, when I used to sleep once in 2 3 days. Sometimes when I was busy with doing something, I was able to do that. But now, sorry, I cannot, because if I do, I will end up in a hospital. So, and then I'm married, I have kids, I have other priorities. Okay, code is not my priority. Only thing is you have to work hard, more, double, triple. Nothing is impossible. So chase your dreams, but be realistic. Have a plan.
So let's jump into our next segment, CVR,
Mhm.
which is Connect, Venture, and Rewind. These questions will help us to get you know you better and understand what you do. So starting off with Connect, could you walk us through your educational or professional journey up to this point?
Yeah, so as I said, I started my journey as a programmer even before my getting into engineering school. Then CVR gave me the fundamentals that I can, move forward in my career, in my life. Then I joined a tech startup in Hyderabad. Worked there for 5 years. I was the 38th employee, and by the time I finished quitting the company 5 years late down the line, we were 400 plus people. And I've from software developer, I've done business development, project management, tech lead, different roles. And then I left the company just only the reason is I was going to the US to pursue my master's. I did my MBA in technology, and then while I was working, I got into Georgia State University in Atlanta, and with full scholarship, because one of the professors was doing some research, and my profile suited his research, and so he recruited me, and that paid my tuition fee. So I was working as a research assistant for my professor. At the same time, I was also working with small, medium-sized companies in Atlanta metro area. And of course, legally, I cannot work for them. But as I was just, I didn't take any money, but I wanted to have that experience. How does it feel to work in the US? Because I've never been to the US before. Then with that strong foundation, engineering degree, MBA degree, plus some experience working with local companies, then I started. Then I got into another tech startup in the US, into consulting, because that's what I wanted to get into. And then I started working with different clients, very different technology. Every time I work with a different client, the technology will change, and the requirements, everything changes, from web apps to mobile apps to new clouds like Heroku. I've worked on a bunch of things. I'm a generalist. I don't have specialized in one thing. And then, of course, at some point you get married. As I said, others' priorities change, and my wife is French. So I finished my visa in the US, and then we decided that it's better to raise our children in France. And then we moved to France, like 2018, 2019, I think. So I have two daughters, 9 and 6, and my first one, she was born in the US. And then I still remember there was a point where I told my wife one day that I have a lot of work to do. I'll come tomorrow. I skipped, and I didn't like that, because I don't know how the first few years how my first daughter was growing up. I didn't even see her, literally. Like, I would go early in the morning, come very late. She would have been sleeping by then. So we didn't like that, me and my wife. So we made a choice. So then when we moved to France, then I was focusing on working as a freelancer, and so that I have time, I spent time. And my second daughter, she was born here in France, and I'm very happy with that decision. I'm able to spend time For me, that's very important. It gives me a lot of joy, and I like that, and it was a choice. So from full-time developer doing masters in the US and then working like a bull and then moving to a different country and then working as a freelancer, I think I've done everything that is possible. So I'm happy with where I am right now, and it's been very rewarding in all aspects, not just monetarily. So I'm happy. I'm happy with what has happened, what we have done together, me and my wife.
You said you coded in eighth grade, right? That's your first program which ran. So like, how was the technology back then? It must have been like really slow. It was hard to find the resources.
Yes, so okay, back then it was the school, eighth grade. You don't even know really what you're doing. Uh, you just start to realize the world at that time, right? Eighth, 10th grade, not
Yeah.
much. You start to realize the world. But yes, technology has changed a lot. So cloud, as you know, if you look at the history of the cloud, if I take one example, in 2006, I think AWS got introduced because they had a lot of the servers and they had peak demands and non-peak demand. So they had to use more resources, hardware, during their peak demand months or weeks, like holiday seasons. So they thought it was a waste of resources. So they want to make money out of those extra resources they have. And that's how the cloud AWS was born way back in 2006. And then Azure, the Microsoft Azure, followed that in 2009. And then in 2011 is when the Google Cloud came. So, and I started working at 2005 as soon as I finished my undergrad from CVR. So I've seen the world before the cloud. And this tech startup I joined, Mars Telecom, it was a networking company, and I wrote code in Java on Linux platform for routers, network devices like routers, bridges, switches, like that. So I wrote code to manage the network devices, and we had our own network infrastructure. We built our own private cloud. Uh, so I'm exposed to this cloud infrastructure, but from a very non-public cloud environments. I come from very different angle. And then I've seen how this, once the public cloud has gone traction and everybody put their stuff on the cloud, that's when the next logical thing was DevOps and DevSecOps. And now they're talking about infrastructure as code. So this is a very gradual transition, and it is obvious, it's very logical. So, and 2001 to 2005, that was the time when Google has come to India as well. And then we did have Google, but a very basic, it's not what you know Google today. We
Mm.
still had, but we were supposed to rely, if you have a doubt, you're supposed to rely on your technical documentation. You still had websites, technical documentation, and your knowledge. But it's not like today you go to ChatGPT and ask and it'll give you a code. It was not like that. So, yes. But then things have got better now. I would say even now, your knowledge of algorithms and your knowledge of data structures, your knowledge of operating systems, they still count, they still value. Your knowledge of basic object-oriented programming, they still count. And once you know in one language, whatever language you learned at school, at your engineering school, you can still apply those concepts for any other programming language in the future. Doesn't matter. You should have that concept. You should know what's a class and you should know what is an object. If you don't know that, it doesn't matter what programming language you learn, you will not be able to survive. So basics are the same. They have not changed. Uh, Today we are calling virtualization. It was the same Linux before. And Linux was there since what, 70s, 80s? The Linux source code still exists. How many of them can actually go and recompile the kernel and make your own code, add your own code? That's still the same. So there are so many flavors of Linux that has come. How? Because somebody went and took the code and changed it. That means the original is still there. Same. You have different set of programming languages, but the concepts, data structures, all of them are the same. So things have evolved. They made your life better, but the fundamentals are still the same. They didn't change. I understand where you're coming from, so don't you worry. Okay? Don't think that you're wasting time or how will you survive. You have the same problem like everybody in the world at your age. Let's say somebody is in France, a student who's into computer science and engineering, they have the same problem as you.
So, do you believe in exploring new environments, whether through travel, work, or study? Is it important for personal growth?
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. In however way you need to start analyzing and absorbing the different environments, different cultures, different paradigms, different technologies, perspectives. So there's so many things that you need to understand. Um, I'll give you an example. When I left, I worked for 5 years in India, right? Before after my CVR graduation, I worked 5 years in India, and then I went and did my master's. So everybody told me, all my friends who went to the US, CVR was famous for people they leave and they go to the US. At least at that time, it was branded like that. I don't know now. So a lot of my friends, majority of my friends are in the US. So they told me, oh, there are a lot of Indians, and even my friends and other family members, they're all in the US. And they told me, you're coming now, you'll have Indians everywhere. So don't you worry, you'll be comfortable. Everything is good here. I went my first class, MBA, my first day in my first class. I was the only Asian in the class. So it's a myth that there are a lot of Indians and especially in the tech field. No. Okay. Then everybody thinks that okay, US, they're very advanced and they're way more better than us. They have the English language, that's their language. The tech is all most of 99% is from the US, so they are better than us. When I actually spoke with Americans there, they said, "My God, Yash." They call me Yash. In the US, they call me Yash because it's a
Yeah.
short form of Yasaswi. Yes, we are so scared of you guys. What do you mean, you guys, Indians? You guys are so smart. You know everything. Your math skills are top. You have come out of your comfort zone and come to a different country. You're surviving. I'm so scared of you. Really? In India, people are scared of you. So it's just a stereotype. We assume things that somebody is better, but the other way around also, they are afraid of us. They're called stereotypes. Just get out of those stereotypes. They're all just nonsense, just fluff. It's not real. So again, math, basic concepts, operating system, one programming language, you should be very strong. And then your network, you need to talk to people and find out and facts what is going on. If you are not connected, if you are not uh, knowledgeable, nobody can help you. Nobody can help you. I'm so sorry, nobody can help you.
If you were graduating today in 2025, how do you think you'd approach your career differently than you did back then?
You mean with the same mindset I was, like with the same naive I was at that time, or are you talking about okay,
Yeah, the same
after
naiveness, not knowing anything.
I don't think I would have done anything different because you cannot. There is no other way. No, I don't think I would have done anything different. The tools are there to help me today, but it was there at that time as well. When our professor Shivaredi sir, he always he used to tell us, at that time, at their time, how it was and how the computers were just coming up, and he was, I don't know if you know, he was one of the person who was responsible to get computer science out of electronics in Osmania University way back. He and I think the father of our CVR, I think all these people, they were part of Osmania University. They were key in getting this computer science out, and then with their experience, they started the college. I know that there are good people, good professors, talented management is very interested in us. That is why I joined. I did my research, and that's why I joined. So I think all those things matter even today. Tools will only help you a little bit, but I would not have done anything different. I would have still done my research like what I did. I would have talked to people, build my network, and I would have definitely chased my dreams like what I did before. But I think the path is more or less the same. I don't think it would have been any different, at least in my perspective.
Shivaradi sir is now our vice principal, so it's actually nice to hear something about him. I don't think anyone knows this. Shivaradi
Anyone
sir,
who doesn't, they don't know this. Okay.
yeah, yeah. So now let's move on to our next segment to understand a little bit more about your profession. How was your professional journey over the years?
I think it's quite satisfying, I would say. I worked with top brains. I worked with top-notch people all through my career, and I worked with
Were there any obstacles you faced? Like any
uh,
career
every day. This is
every day?
you need to be prepared. There is nothing
Yeah.
like a awesome, perfect day or time.
Yeah.
It's always there are some challenges. Um, I when I was in the US, I used to work with teams in the US, the business team, and the tech team was in India. And sometimes there was a creative team, like a UX UI developer team in Europe. So then I need to work over different time zones with the different people from different countries and cultural backgrounds, and they're all different teams, like development team, business team, C-level executives, vendors, partners. Everybody has a different agenda, and my job is to put everybody together and deliver something as a software. It's a big challenge. I'm quite sure a lot of my friends from CVR, they're doing similar jobs or maybe even better, and they will definitely have a different perspective as well. But my way of looking at it is, I think it's normal, and that's how it is. You always have challenges. You accept that, and after that, you start to enjoy, and it's no more a challenge for you. Okay, you need to solve that, and that's your job. Believe me, nothing is impossible. It's just a mindset. It's just mindset, and then people are usually nice. I would give you that. Generally, people are nice across the globe. I've worked with so many people from different countries. They will give you a chance. They will forgive you. You will make mistakes, obviously. Anybody at any level. You will have your time. They will forgive you. Be sincere and be realistic. And if you don't know, say I don't know. And that's a big complaint from the American companies about Indians and generally Asians in general, that you guys are you don't know how to say no, is what I always keep hearing. So it's a cultural thing, because for us it's a disrespect if we do that, right? You don't say
Yeah.
no, you just do what is told to you, because we are in a such culture where you don't disrespect other elders, and you don't disrespect people who are nice to you. They're paying money, they're your employers. But that doesn't work in a professional environment. You have because they need to know whether it will be possible or not. So this is a cultural thing. This has nothing to do with your technical skills, right?
So, in your field, what are some emerging trends or developments that excite you right now?
Obviously, AI is a very big player, very big part in that. But if I have to give you an example, so technologies like Ansible and Terraform have come, where you write code in Terraform and it will create those resources for you. Okay, this was already there. This has existed for many years, almost for a decade now. But then there are newer technologies that are coming, like for example, Pulumi is one of them. I don't know how to say Pulumi. It is still it's a new software. It's a new company where instead of writing the code in Terraform or Ansible, which you have to learn again, you write the code in JavaScript that will create the resources in the cloud.
Okay. So, is this what you're working with right
It's a
now?
very famous programming language these days. So you write in what you know. Okay, of course, you have some directives, you have some specific things that you need to do. And then it's also AI agentic, meaning there is an AI service running in the background. So you tell something to Pulumi, you write some commands. You still need to learn the Pulumi CLI, command line interface. So, and then you tell something, and then you write some JavaScript code, it will go and create resources for you.
Okay.
So the trend is like, okay, AI has been integrated into everything, and then you need to know basics, how it works and all that. And then, of course, you need to adapt yourself, and then adjust and then keep moving. So it's always like that. It has been like that since I started my development way back in 2005. You adapt a little by little every day, every time, for every project, and then eventually you'll turn back and say, wow, okay, this has been done. So for you it will look very complicated, but for me, I've lived through it. So for me it's like, okay, the next transition, okay, I need to learn that now, that's all. Something like that. This is just one example, but apart from that, generally speaking, it's growing. Everything is growing very, very fast. very, very fast. So you need to adapt yourself. You need to catch up.
For students or young professionals who are interested in pursuing your same career, what would your advice for them be?
Wow, that's difficult because my choices were personal. See, generally the trend in the West, Europe or US, people who do freelancing, they are more interested in other things in their life. People who are interested to become freelancers are people who have other priorities in life, and then they still need to work and make money, so they become a freelancer. So they choose the time and the amount of work they do, and they love it. So that's how they become freelancers. And then if you want to go and do MBA like what I did, I would suggest minimum of minimum 4 to 5 years you have to work before you even think about doing your MBA, because you don't learn anything otherwise. And by the way, nobody teaches anything in MBA. Even that is another myth, that they will teach something that will nothing. At least in my experience, they taught me how to learn. That's all I will say in one line. If I have to say, they didn't teach me anything earth shattering that I did not know before. They taught me everything that I already knew, but they told me how to learn myself, how to teach myself. If I'm thrown into a new situation, how do I survive? So I would say that stick to your basics, get some engineering school degree, basic experience, and then you decide for yourself then what you want to do.
Now we'll dive into our next segment, which
Hmm.
is Rewind, where we'll reflect back on your journey so far. What's one life lesson that your career has taught you that you'll never forget?
To the most part in my career, I've worked as a consultant. So I still remember my boss once he told me, Yash, when it comes to consulting, there are only two rules. First, customer is always right. So the second rule is, do not forget the first rule.
Okay,
Okay?
nice.
So you don't
Yeah,
have you don't have many rules. Customer is always
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Finish. That is, once you understand that properly, what do you mean by that? You excel in your consulting career.
Who has been your biggest influence on your personal or professional journey? Yeah.
I think at various stages in my life, I think there are a lot of people, starting with my mother. My mother is my best friend even today. Okay, I'm married, I have a wife, I have a new friend, but my mother has always been my friend. And she was always motivating and encouraging me even during my low times. So if I was not encouraged at that age when I was young, probably I would not have achieved all these things. So my mother has been the biggest asset for me in my life in general. And then if I have to talk about CVR, I think everybody, the management, Mr. CVR and his father Masudan Reddy Garu, but a lot I would say Shiva Reddy sir. He played a very big role in shaping who I am today. And I'm very, very grateful, sir. If you're watching this, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. I cannot thank you enough. A lot of people contributed, but Shiva Reddy sir's role was pivotal. Uh, Success failed that it has completely changed the definitions for me in my life. And then when I joined my first 2005, when I joined my first tech startup, my tech leads, Mr. Oro and Narsi, these two people, they completely transformed me into a different person. I was not at all this person when they knew me at the beginning, and then they made sure they transformed me into this professional that the world actually needs. They don't need someone who can write code, they need someone who can deliver. So the difference between writing a code and actually delivering it, they did that bridging, and I'm very, very grateful for them. Then, if I have to talk about my other university, Georgia State University, a lot of them have contributed. Again, it's not one person, but I will recall a couple of my professors, Professor Lemley, Professor Baskerville, and Professor Lambert. These people, they bent my mind from inside. It's very difficult to explain the way they have shown the world how to handle, how to solve, how to survive. I didn't know that before. So that's all they taught me. How to survive, how to whatever comes to you, how to solve that. My post MBA in my career, there were two people whom I worked for, my boss, two of them, Vijay and Srini. These people are amazing, amazing guys. They have tons of experience, and they've taken me as their child, and then trained me. Imagine, I worked in the India for 5 years. I was very good developer, and I already did business development in India, and then went through this amazing set of professors who really taught me a lot of stuff. In spite of that, can you imagine what else these other two people, named them Vijay and Srini, might have given me? So Vijay is the one who told me that this consulting, the customer is the so things like that. The real examples, the real experience you impart to those people, they have imparted to me, and I'm very grateful to them. So like that, there have been many people, and I was lucky to have worked for them, worked with them. I'll give you an example also. So Vijay, when I was working with him, he was very busy, extremely busy. It's very difficult to get time to talk to him. He's my boss, but he trusts me and he delegates things, and I do it for him. So at some point, I had to get things done. So what we did, he finished his day and he has to go back home. And from the office, all the way from the top floor, you have to come down, walk in the lobby, go to the parking, and then walk all the way in the parking lot, get to your car. All these things, it'll take 15-20 minutes. That's all I had time with him. So in those
Oh,
15 minutes that we walked down from his office to his car,
yeah.
I had my notes, what all things he told me, what I've done. I have some questions because even though I can do a lot of things, I can't make some decisions, especially money and budget related. And I have to talk to others, so I need permission. Can I? In that 15 minutes, we talk all that, and then I come back and do my work, and then I go a little late. If somebody listening to me, they will think that, man, why were you working like a slave for him? And it looks like that, no? I'm walking, he's nicely going home, I'm walking with him as if I'm a slave. It looks like that, but you should understand the reality, what he's going through. So many people like that have influenced and impacted in my life. I'm sure everybody, you will have a story to tell like that. Everybody has, not one person, there's always a lot of people, and of course my family, my wife, kids. Without their support, you cannot do anything. So obviously family.
Looking back, is there any particular moment or achievement that you're really proud of?
Definitely, a lot of them. I got into my master's program with full scholarship. I know how much hard work I did at that time. I was working full time in India, and then you have to plan things. You have to study for your GMAT. You have to write TOEFL, then apply for the universities, and then people from the US, they called me these universities. Then I had to go through interviews, telephonic interviews. A lot of things happened, so it was a lot of hard work. So I'm very proud of what I achieved, but of course thankful to the God and divine for blessing me like that. But from my part, I did a lot of work. Similarly, in one of my projects, when I was working with Srini, I was telling you earlier, we built a product, and it was in the recruitment space, something like competition for LinkedIn, you can say, in a way. We won 7 awards, and three of
Oh,
them were best product, and I was responsible to deliver the product, and it's a very proud moment for me. 2017, it was a very, very proud moment, and then things really went well at that time. But if I have to call out, I think this particular product that we achieved 7 awards, that was like, wow. You get a lot of satisfaction when you see things like that happen. So it was very, very satisfying.
if you could relive one moment of your professional or personal journey, what would it be?
If I have to relive one more moment, wow, I would say that I wish maybe I could have just continued as a developer. I love that.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
chose by choice. It was my choice to get into management, because because when I started my first job after my engineering school, I was like, I'm I'll change the world. I was very good at coding. I'm the one. Who's going to change the world. But when I started my job, I realized very quickly that technology is not the problem. People are the problem for everything. If there is a problem, that's people, and I need to know how to work around that. I need to manage them. So that's where the thought process started. What to do, and I spoke with people, and they suggested MBA is a one way to do it, and then I liked that way, and then I did a lot of research. But that was a choice. I wish I was still a developer because I still miss that. Sometimes when I write code, when I'm stressed and something is not working, one of the things that I do a lot of things, starting from meditation. But one thing that I really like is I write code. I'll just be a developer.
So now let's move on to our next segment. This is especially for you, sir, because foundation years, the first batch experience. So now this is really special because you were part of our college's very first batch. That's something that very few people get to experience.
Yes.
So being part of the first batch, quite unique, right? So
Yes.
what was the atmosphere back then?
Yeah.
Uncertainty, scary.
Yeah, I think I got some 8,000 rank or something in MSET. I don't remember, something like that. Not good one. Bad. 8,000 was bad for CVR. I will never get into CVR, even at that time with that rank. But what happened in 2001? The Twin Towers fell in September, as you know, and my counseling
Yeah.
was after that. And suddenly it opened up the doors. Nobody wants to do computer science because they told me that it is end of US. IT is going to fall. I got scared because I want to be a developer. I already chose my path. I did my research. I was like, what am I supposed to do? Then I met a professor, physics professor from Srinidhi Institute of Technology, and then he told me that CVR is a new college, but you have amazing faculty and the team. He knows the founders. He knows the Shivardi sir. They've all worked together. He told me, yes, you're thinking correct. Don't worry, nothing is going to happen. IT will be there. You stick to your dreams. You do what you want. Pretty much what I told you in the video today. I was told by a professor many years ago. And then one thing I was very grateful was there were nobody before us, so no ragging. I was a bit scared at that time. What will they do? What am I supposed to do? I was not a calm and composed person like this right now. I was very angry, typical boy-ish attitude. So I was a bit worried. What will I do? How will I react? But then that was a relief that we were the first batch. And I was worried also. Okay, first batch, there's nobody. So how will they treat me? The college, the teachers, and the management. Is it good enough? But to my surprise, it was amazing. Because the CVR founders were working in the US at that time. Mr. CVR was still working in the US. I think he was wrapping up and then coming back to India, but he was still there in Intel at that time. So he set up the college as if it's an American college. We had 5 days a week. You can leave early. You can choose. Nobody is telling you what you should do. No rules. I think we were pampered. I must tell you that. And then we took advantage of that and we got punished. And rules got in place as we progressed further. Sorry, it was our fault. It was not like that before. There were no rules. Nobody told us what to do. We were free, completely free, up to date, latest equipment. Even the first day that I entered the college, perfect infrastructure wise. Faculty, you cannot ask for more than that. It was very, very nice, very rewarding. You have problems everywhere. There were problems everywhere. We have problems in CVR too. Nothing is perfect, ideal, but those things aside, we didn't get good samosa one day. Come on, you will have that problem everywhere in the canteen. I don't care about that. Those things were there as an example. I'm saying.
So since everything was new, how did you and your classmates build that sense of community and college culture from scratch?
I think it's the same for you guys. Everybody, you don't know anybody when you join. You don't know your batchmates. You don't know the college. I think CVR has also college in management. They gave a lot of importance to sports as well. It's not just studies. I think cricket was a big deal with my batch. At least I don't know about you guys, but boys, I was not very good at cricket, but I was working with my friends and helping them, all these competitions between different branches, and it was fun. I think that, that stress that we didn't have, and then the encouragement the CVR gave us as a college with sports, and the sports brought us together. And obviously, as we pass through second year, third year, we start to realize we are more mature. We are not those 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds joining the college. Now we are 20, 21, and we understand what is there. And then we got serious into what we should do. And that seriousness actually uh, you know okay, I want to do this. What are you planning to do? Why don't we both collaborate and do things together? So I like that the final year projects we discussed and among team, and we distributed. Okay, we can do all these things. Let's divide and learn from each other. Some of us did enterprise projects. I chose mobile platform with J2ME at that time. So we learned from each other. So that kind of brought us together, and I think it's the same story for most of us. Stress-free environment, sports, and the career seriousness that we had. We all people who are serious about their career, they came together. Doesn't matter which branch.
Do you remember any fun or defining memories from your college days that still make you smile?
Uh, yeah, today I can smile, but that a lot of them. One of that comes to my mind. As I said, today I can smile about it, but it was very scary. We did something we are not supposed to do.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, we could have got rusticated, meaning we could have sent out or at least
Okay.
debarred for some time. It was yeah, we did something we are not supposed to do, and Shivaredi sir called us. It was a group effort, and I thought, okay, done, man, finished. We are done. I was very sweetly surprised. Yes, he was upset with us, and he showed that he was upset. But he said, you know what, guys, this is not at your level. This is not what you're supposed to do. I understand you guys are getting bored or it's not enough, but you still need to do. You pass the engineering school and your curriculum. If you think you're really that talented, you know what? This is the source code for Linux operating system, and then he gave us book, and he said, "Okay, take this, read the source code, install it, and take a C compiler and make some changes, recompile it, the source code, the kernel level, and show it to me." So he took that raw talent that we had, that we were like, did what we were not supposed to do, and transformed that talent into some meaningful channel. I did not succeed in recompiling the kernel code, and I could not do what he said, but it gave that it made the pavement to that career where I started taking seriously Linux and open source, and I now can read code, operating system code, and understand. And yes, I didn't succeed, but that gave a lot of strong. The actual theory that I studied, operating system concepts, memory management, CPU management, device drivers. Actually, how does it work in the code? Okay, I know C language, but what the hell that is? Oh my God, I have to go through all these thousands of files now. How do you solve that? How do you get over it? How do you understand it? It gave me that knowledge, that strength, that I understand things from ground up, from a processor level up to the application level. And that's what got me my first job. And then I had my fundamentals in networking, computer networks, and operating system, which was all part of my 4 year engineering school career. And of course, events like this. So
Hmm.
it's very funny now looking back that we did crazy things back then, but that's the reality. Now it's funny. Now it's
Yeah.
very, very funny. Oh my God, I did that. And a couple of my friends who are part of that, they know what I'm talking. They know what I'm talking. Even Charity sir knows what I'm talking.
So, you guys are the first batch. Did you guys have any events or freshers?
Yeah, I think I was someone who was always living in my own world. I was in my own world. I was in my world. I was not very much into all these events. For whatever
Hmm.
reason, I was a bit. I was more. Yeah, I was just in my world. So there were a lot of events that used to happen. There were my other batchmates who were better than me in that aspect, organizing events and talking to, inviting other colleges, and we going and representing CVR in other colleges, paper presentations, fests, coding events. A lot of things happened. As I said, CVR as a management, the team, they were very open. They were very, very open. There was a competition to build CVR college website, and
Oh,
and they paid for it. It was a serious stuff. The competition was within the students of CVR college, and I'm sure they did it in many times. But the first time when it happened, I won. I participated. I won. I built my college website. It's not about what I do. It's about proud that I did something. And that
yeah.
encouragement that they gave, and it was in real, like not just okay, do something, we will see. No, there was a competition, there was money behind it, they were serious about it. So they were very open, very encouraging, very supportive, and a lot of things happened around it. So there were other people better than me organizing events, and also they organized it, and I was just behind, attending them, or maybe helping them a little bit here and there. But myself, I think I was not very good at or I was not attending a lot of them. Some maybe, but I was in my own world. I was in my own world.
Let's have some quick bits. This is just
Hmm.
like some fun questions to before we end the session.
Hmm.
So, what's the first thing that you do when you wake up?
I meditate. If I wake up early, that's what I do. That's the first thing I do. I meditate. I get up early in the morning and I meditate. But not every day I get up in the morning. So if it's not, then the first thing I do is I wake up my kids. That's how my day starts. And I have to put them to sleep. That's how my day ends. It's all about them. Now, in the phase I am, it's just kids and family.
What about a song which instantly lifts your mood?
I hear a lot of music. But as I said, I started before college. I said, right, I was a seeker. I was looking where is God and all. I like Shiva a lot. That's my favorite God. So there is one. I don't know if it's a song or if it's a couplet from Adi Shankaracharya. Its name is Shivoham Shivoham. That's my all-time favorite.
So, what's one skill that you wish you could master overnight, even though it's impossible?
I wish I can control my emotions and anger when my daughter tells me no. I tell her, do
Okay.
this. In your face, she looks straight in your eyes and says, no. They don't understand. So if I could master that, how to be calm and not react and yell at them and then be nice when your daughter, the little one, says no to everything. So it requires a lot of patience to raise children.
What's your dream travel destination?
Think I already achieved that. I always wanted to travel. I still remember, when I first installed my Windows 2000 all the operating systems, when I was researching on operating systems and installing in my computer. There used to be these nice desktop backgrounds with fall colors and very beautiful. I said, "Wow, man! One day I should go and live there." And then now, I've been in the US and then Europe. I've visited many countries: Spain, Italy, UK, US, and many cities. So I've seen those places with my eyes. I think I'm very, very satisfied with that. And I should say, especially Europe, I think the land is blessed. I should tell that they're blessed. The land is blessed. That God has blessed them. Amazing, beautiful. I think they also put efforts to maintain it. Probably, if you ask me now, I would like to go and see the Ayodhya, the Ram Mandir. It's a dream. It
Oh,
was from centuries, and I was like, wow, they solved this eventually. I've not visited that afterwards. So maybe my dream is to go and visit Ayodhya now, and then also maybe Kashmir, the bridge, the Banihal Pass, the big bridge. I hear all these things in the news. I see them, but I've not been there. And I have not traveled. You laugh at me. I have not traveled in the new trains in India. Not Vande Bharat.
Yeah.
I want to travel in Vande Bharat. I have not. That's
Okay.
what I want to do. So it might
Yeah.
sound childish, but for me, that's like, wow, it's our own train made by our own people, and we are exporting. I will take a picture sitting in that train. I think that's more joy giving for me.
Coffee or tea?
No, none. Milk, water,
Milk?
fruit juice.
Okay.
I don't drink coffee or tea. No, none.
What is one thing people are surprised to hear about you?
Surprised, I'm not sure because I'm very open and very transparent. But what probably people don't know is I was an introvert before.
If you could have dinner with any three people, living or dead, who would they be?
Wow, that will be a tough question. Okay, if because I'm from tech, so let's start from the current what I know. Elon Musk. I would like to meet him
Okay.
and say, boss, how do you do it, man? What do you eat? How do you get all those amazing things out? But then if I have to go back in history, then I think I would like to have a chat with Mahatma Gandhi and find out
Okay.
from his perspective straight, how did you do that, man? How did you get all those people together? And then like that, another person I really like in the history, if I go back, is Chhatrapati Shivaji. If somebody, maybe you'll make a time machine tomorrow. I don't know. You're smart enough. You're better than me. Maybe I'll travel in your time machine and then go back and meet them.
What is one word which describes you the best?
I think I am very realistic. I have my aspirations, but I think I know what is the reality. So I stay I stay in the real world. I don't overestimate. I think that's realistic is something you can.
Before we close, is there any one final message you would like to share with all of us?
Message. I will just say be yourself and don't fear. Be fearless. You guys are probably a few years older than my kids. So for me, you guys are like my kids too. So I will tell you the same thing. Be fearless. Be positive. Keep going. Keep going.
Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Pakala. It was actually very nice
Yeah,
talking to you.
but it's not fair, right? You ask me all these questions. I should also ask you some, right? You need to tell me
Okay.
about how is CVR now. You didn't tell me all that. That's not fair, no?
Yes,
You
it's not. Okay.
it's your version. What is CVR now? It's your time.
CVR is one of the top engineering colleges in Telangana right now.
Uh,
Yeah, everyone wants to go to this. It's top 5 college. Yeah, it's very nice here. The environment is nice. The hostel facilities are nice. The technology, the labs, everything is great. Yeah.
so basically, you're saying nothing has changed. It's been like that since
I
beginning,
mean,
and
I'm
now
pretty
it's
sure a lot has changed. The
yeah.
environment has changed. Of course, it's more study based now. Courts and clubs are there, but everyone's just focusing way more on studies.
Yeah. You're from which branch? Like, are you from computer science background?
I'm right now cybersecurity.
That is okay. Specialization in computer science. Wow.
Yeah,
So please give me a
there's a
tip
lot
as
of
a
subjects here.
cybersecurity expert. Please give me a tip. How am I supposed to safeguard my website? Any one tip?
I am not sure yet. I am not sure yet. I will figure it out and tell you.
Because I've worked with ethical hackers and a cybersecurity team before. That's not my specialty. I have no idea. So when we do
Okay.
very critical websites or software in the cloud, we do pass it through a cybersecurity team, and they tell us what are the
Okay.
mistakes that we did, and then now that has come into the development phase itself. Now that's why they called it was DevOps before. Now they call it DevSecOps because they brought security into the posture from the beginning, security posture into the development. So it's new for me too. That's why I'm asking. Is there anything that you could tell me?
Yeah.
So what are your plans? What do you want to do? Like, do you want to continue to work in India? Do you want to step out?
I'm still
And
figuring
why?
out, but like today from the session, I learned that I should work before I actually pursue masters.
Yes.
So I have decided to work. Maybe like 3-4 years and then
Yes.
pursue masters.
Yes. So
Yeah.
that just to clarify, when I said that, I mean if you want to do your MBA, that's where I recommend that you have experience. But if you're willing, if you're planning to do your masters in technology, there's no harm in doing immediately after you finish undergrad. That's nice. That's nice. Awesome. Likewise, Srija, it's been a pleasure. And thank you
Truly
for
been a
having
pleasure.
me today. And I will expect some answer. When you learn how to safeguard my website, I'll remember you. Please
Yes,
update
yes.
me when you know, so
Yeah.
that I also can learn and keep up this energy. All of you, just not you, everybody at CVR, and big shout out to all the management faculty, amazing people that you have.
Thank you. Thank you so much.